So I think every theater has its ghost stories.
Since its opening in 1852, the walls of the historic Fulton Theater have echoed to the artistry, voices, and music of America's greatest performers. For years, people have believed that these walls also echo to ghostly spirits. Prior to the theater being constructed, this site was the home of the old Lancaster jail, and these grounds may have been cursed from the start. In the waning days of the French and Indian War, false rumors sprang up in the region that the Conestoga Indians had been seen collaborating with hostile natives who were responsible for recent violence and scalpings. A Scotch-Irish militia formed in Dauphin County, known as the Paxton Boys, marched to a Conestoga village near Millersville on the morning of December 14, 1763, and swiftly murdered 6 peaceful Conestogas, while 14 others escaped. The survivors were taken to the old jail for their protection. The Paxton Boys followed, and on December 27th, they completed their strike by brutally murdering every single native at the old jail. The old jail wall still stands on the backside of the Fulton, along Water Street. This single event may have kick-started the paranormal energies that people have felt over the years.
So 1852, Fulton Hall was built. They started having live performances and lectures, town hall meetings, court was held here, Franklin and Marshall graduations were held here. And then the next level up, there was a gentleman's club, probably like a bar, and then there was also a shooting gallery where they had actual target practice inside. So it was a happening building that met the community's needs in all sorts of ways.
A few prominent ghost stories have circulated over time at the Fulton. One is the story of the Whistler.
The Whistler has appeared, and we've heard him whistling to several people for decades now here at the Fulton, and he's always described to wear a 3-piece white suit with a straw boater hat and brown shoes and a brown belt, so people have seen him and really have been able to describe him in detail over and over again, and they've heard him whistling. Some people say he whistles when somebody is messing up their lines or their lyrics, that perhaps he's a bit of a trickster and likes to play jokes on people. No one's ever been really too afraid of him. They feel like he is a positive presence to have around, but he's appeared over and over for decades now.
Another story is of famous actress Marie Cahill. Regarded as a diva, Cahill frequently performed at the Fulton in the late 1800s and early 1900s.
She tends to appear to women, female actresses on our stage. She always appears downstage right. Now there used to be a spiral staircase from downstage right that would go down to the dressing rooms, and she always insisted on having a dressing room down at the bottom of stage right, at the bottom of that staircase. And some women have even said that she has screamed in their ears while they're trying to sing and say their lines. So we think she has some major jealousy issues with fellow divas.
Lastly is the story of a spirit watching in the audience.
There was a spotlight operator sitting in our gallery, our 3rd floor balcony, our gallery, and she looked down and there was an older gentleman. It was a closed rehearsal, it was a dress rehearsal, so nobody was supposed to be in the audience other than the production team. And she looked down, she saw an older gentleman there, and during the intermission, she went and talked to him just to make sure he was supposed to be there. And he said, "Oh, I'm here to see my granddaughter perform. I've never got to hear her sing before on stage," so he was really excited to be there. After the show, the spotlight operator looked down and he had gone away, so she figured, great, he was given a special invitation to come. After that rehearsal, she went down to the woman who the man said he was the grandfather of, and she said, "I just got to meet your grandfather. He was so proud of you, so excited to come hear you sing and perform." And she said, "But both of my grandfathers are dead. They passed away a long time ago. But my one grandfather was very sad. He had told me that he never got to hear me sing." And so the spotlight operator said, "Well, perhaps he heard you sing today."
Whether they are the tragic souls of the Conestogas or spirits of theaters past, many are convinced that there is something paranormal about this place.
I don't know if it's because so many people come through the building and there's lots of energies, and it's 1852, 167 years of theatrical performances have come through here. I always feel an energy when I'm here at the Fulton.
Next time you're enjoying a show at the Fulton, there may be more than just a live audience filling the seats. And just because some characters leave the Fulton stage, it doesn't mean that they're gone forever.
As a matter of fact, it's not being done. But this morning I simply had to get an early start, so I was called at 10, and I was at 10:30, and then the real trouble began.